Hey Pisces, and welcome to your November 2017 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. And wow, I really feel like this month is very empowering for you guys. There are a lot of things which I feel that you haven't been able to confront, or a lot of things that you feel like unmanifested within goals and aspirations that you've had that you feel like you haven't quite been able to do what you wanted to do, or relationships that you feel never ended up being what you wanted it to be. And I feel like November is amazing for you guys in the sense that you can set out here to actually accomplish, or you can give closure here where closure has been lacking. There's a really strong sense of finally getting what you've lacked for a long time. So not to make your reading feel very sad or anything by talking about all these things that you might have been struggling with or might have been feeling unable to accomplish, but you are coming into a place where you can finally do the accomplishment, where you can finally set the goals that you fulfill. But you're kind of worried about something moving into November. It feels like a lot of you are having psychic experiences or new emotional experiences that are kind of freaking you out. I think that you guys are becoming even more sensitive, actually, because we've just had Jupiter move into Scorpio, which for all the water signs, it's going to create a more powerful sense of sensitivity, feeling each emotion more deeply. Laughter is going to be much more intense. Sadness may feel more intense. You might feel like you're longing for something, but if it's the right thing, it really feels like it can give you an amazing experience in November, as it feels like you have a lot to celebrate. You guys have Four of Wands in your reading. You have Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, even Three of Pentacles, despite it being reversed, are all really good energies. You guys are becoming so much more psychic. You are starting to really operate in a much more empathetic way, if that's possible, because I feel like Pisces is already so empathetic. As I was saying with Jupiter and Scorpio, it's really wonderful for your energy because Jupiter is exalted in Pisces. It was a traditional ruler of Pisces. So Jupiter being in Scorpio, which is a harmonious angle to you, should really expand and make more abundant your life, which is really wonderful to see for you guys, because I know that Pisces has really been, it's not that Pisces has had the hardest experience of the zodiac during this type of energy, but it's been a very confronting, conflicted type of experience. I feel lots of conflicts of interest, lots of feelings of sort of emptiness, but wholeness within the emptiness. It's been a very polarized type of experience for you guys. It's really hard to articulate and hard to interpret for a lot of people, but I know so many Pisces, and as I have quite a lot of Pisces in my chart as well, so I get where you guys are coming from, but it's almost something that's hard to say, isn't it? Because that's what Pisces is. Pisces is the unsayable. Pisces is the void. Pisces is space and time and the depth, the deepest parts of the ocean depth, and it's very hard to put out there when what Pisces has rulership over is that which is unseen by humans for the most part. So finding something tangible is going to be really wonderful for you guys this month. A lot of your energy capitalizes on that which is emotional and energetic and spiritual. So it really feels like you guys can find yourself in your element more if you can find a realistic goal to work towards here, or if you can find a new way to make what you do more tangible. Journaling is going to be really good here. Some kind of accountability for yourself where you're sort of organizing the more ethereal aspects of your life into something real. Like I feel like starting your own business is really wonderful here, or doing something that makes your creativity and artistic sense real. Like maybe, I feel like you could design t-shirts really well under this type of energy, and you could like sell a lot of things that you design or create. So for those of you who are creative in that way, it's wonderful to start things like this, like to start making designs. For those of you who are like musical, it feels like you can make like really good demos or really good cuts of music that really show you your artistic sense at its fullest. So definitely be working on something like that in November. It's a great month to work on something that you still haven't been able to do. A great month to work on something which is not yet tangible, but you feel could be. What is not tangible in you, Pisces? Like what is creative? What is artistic? What represents what your soul has gone through that can exist in the outer world that other humans can see? That's where Pisces finds its power, because again, you're the void, you are creativity at its core, and also the beginning and end of that, which is a lot for a Pisces soul to take on, to realize, yeah, I have to manifest that in this dimensional, tangible world. But once you can, Pisces, oh my gosh, you're so powerful and so amazing. And November feels to me to be one of those months where you have an upper hand in doing that. Anyway, I want to go ahead and get into your week-to-week reading and see what more specifically is coming forward for you guys. First week, you guys have Three of Pentacles reversed, rooted down by Queen of Pentacles reversed. This is where I'm sort of getting that whole, like, things aren't tangible, because those are two very tangible cards. The Pentacle suit being Earth element, which are in reverse. So Three of Pentacles has to do with collaboration. It has to do with hierarchy. It has to do with the people that you work with or work for. There might be a disconnect there. Should you be self-employed right now? Should you be your own boss? If you are self-employed, are you struggling with accountability? Time management is going to be really important during this week, as I feel that you guys are kind of in the void, or kind of in the ocean, you know? It feels like, as I've been having this as a Scorpio, a lot of tasks can kind of go by the wayside, or you can feel like, no, I'll have plenty of time to do that next week. Then all of a sudden someone contacts you about, your record or whatever. And it's like, you've got to devote your attention to that. And what you put off to the next week can no longer be done. And you can find crisis like that this month. So really, it's a good month to have a planner. It's a good month to have a calendar, a good month to be organized. That is rooted down by Queen of Pentacles reversed. So is what you're doing really authentic towards you? The Queen of Pentacles is the authenticity card of the tarot, in my opinion. When that's in reverse, it feels like something doesn't feel authentic. Is what you're doing for a living going to work for you in the long term? Are you just making ends meet? Remember, November is a month where you can start to actually materialize and manifest that which is authentic to you. So it's not such a good time to try to continue what's not authentic just for the sake of making ends meet. It feels like you can at least integrate through time management the meeting of ends, as well as authentically what is yours, and making that eventually be able to make ends meet, if that makes sense. In the second week, you guys have Four of Wands, rooted down by Ace of Swords. It's a great week to celebrate the amazing ideas that you have, because again, Four of Wands, celebration. Ace of Swords are new, really good ideas. So, I don't know, be proud of yourself, Pisces. I feel like you're not giving your ideas enough credit. I feel like you are judging yourself by like the money that you're making, or judging yourself by the relationships you've pulled in, when that's not so much what it's about for you right now. It's more about just what's within. It's more about just the ideas that you have for the future. So definitely make sure that you're acknowledging that you're not trying to value yourself based on some of these things which you're not so invested in right now. Some of you could be getting engaged during this time, or starting new relationships. It's definitely a relational month, as I feel about 70% of Pisces are more so single and working on themselves and are more idea focused. But then there's about 30% of you guys as well who are really focused on relationships and having quite a lot of good luck with that. Four of Wands and Ace of Cups in a reading together is definitely a signal that relationships could be starting. But I tend to think that you're in the minority with that, because Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords, Queen of Cups reversed, the Hierophant reversed, all of these other cards which depict a lack of authenticity, or values not being met, kind of like a lack of virtue type of idea, don't feel to me to be a good sort of ground of creation for a beneficial, positive relationship. So do watch out for who you're pulling in. If you're really magnetic right now, if you're really pulling in a lot of people, make sure that they're measuring up to your authenticity. Make sure that they are not against you in some way, because what I keep seeing is like somebody that you've wanted is available now. Maybe somebody with like your physical standards is really wanting to be with you, but you know that there's something emotionally off, or you know that there's something, it's like something is satisfying you and something is off, and you're like trying to negotiate with yourself, okay, am I going to accept what is off because I really like this aspect? You're kind of like negotiating too much, and this can come from a lot of different directions or sectors of your life, but you have to really capitalize on being able to emotionally fulfill yourself, because what happens is once we can emotionally fulfill ourselves, that's when we attract in the people who will do that as well. So if you're attracting in all these like really attractive people, or all these people who make really good money, and the emotional thing is off, it's a sign that there's something off in the way that you're regarding yourself in the way that you're standing up for yourself. So the third week feels to me to be a month where you can transform that, where you can become more empathetic with yourself, where you can become more accountable for yourself. That's a huge mission for November for you guys, is self-accountability. Are you setting goals for yourself that are unrealistic or unattainable, or so deep in the void that you can't get to them and you know that, but you're using that failure to compensate for other emotional stimulus in your life? Definitely something like that has been an issue for you guys, or you're dealing with somebody who is really struggling with that. And in the third week, you are confronting that. You are honestly given a key to get out of it, because I feel like you felt like a lot of doors are closed. The Hierophant reversed always deals with, I feel like feeling like the door's closed, feeling like you can't get where you want to be. But it's usually because you're just going the wrong direction, or it's usually because you don't have the key yet, or something like that. Because usually the Hierophant is like a spiritual representation or a metaphysical representation of like a key, I always say, because there are keys depicted in the imagery of the card. And funnily enough, that's actually covered up by the Nine of Swords. Like the part of the card which shows a key is being covered up. So it's like you guys are just lacking the key to this entry of the new life path that you've been wanting to take. So, I mean, it's really clear and simple, Pisces. November is the month where you've got to find the key. You've got to find the key to the locked door of the path of life that you're wanting to set out on. And how do you find that key? You find that key by finding what it is that you actually want to do with your life. What do you actually want, Pisces? It's one of the hardest questions, because Pisces is like sort of the king and queen of not actually sort of knowing what they want, or thinking they want one thing, and then when they get it, they're like, oh, I never actually wanted that. You could have situations in November, or situations which start in November, which leads you to that place where it's like, oh my gosh, I never wanted this, but I got it anyway, and I thought that I wanted it, and I would have always thought that I did had I never gotten it, type of experience. Be careful there, and be careful for attaching false value to things. There are a lot of like facades in November for everyone, not just Pisces. And that for that reason, I also feel that it's not such a good relationship month, because people can attach a false value to you too, like really think that you're something that you're not. And that can be positive or negative, you know? And I do feel like you receive something in the fourth week that helps you to find the key, or helps you to find what you're missing. Queen of Cups reversed, you're down by Eight of Swords reversed. You realize how you've contributed to the predicament that you're in, is I feel like it's relied so much on other people and symbiotic relationships, because Pisces is like dualistic, you know, there's a duality. It creates a lot of symbiotic relationships with other people or other beings, and it's been all about them. I feel like up until November, it's been all about the other people and their emphasis on your life. Well, in November that changes, and maybe you've either broken up, maybe you have gotten away from that situation, or even if you haven't, there's more accountability within yourself, and you have to be able to see the way that you've like tied yourself up. You have to be able to see the way that you've self-sabotaged in order to find the key again, in order to find what it is that you actually want out of life. Because the Queen of Cups reverse is always a sign that maybe we've not really taken the time to ask ourselves, or we've not really created a spectrum of enjoyment or a spectrum of fulfillment based on our values or based on what we're trying to accomplish. It's sort of like, okay, I have decided that I want to go into marketing, and I have decided that I want to get this job that pays this amount of money because that is what I need to live. But in reality, this marketing job may not actually be what you resonate with in life. And in that way, it's like you make ends meet in one way, but in another way, you sort of deprecate yourself. Really work with accepting that maybe there is something out there, Pisces, that you actually enjoy doing, that you can be fulfilled doing, and that you don't just have to do to make ends meet. And there could be too much focus on that as well. I mean, Nine of Swords being your central theme for this reading, there could be a lot of, I just don't know which direction to go. I feel so polarized. There are so many options. There are so many different things that I could do. Take some time to sort of be young with it. Pisces is the most mature sign of the zodiac. Take some time to really acknowledge your first gut instinct relating to things, and then be decisive. Because it's like you're going against your gut instincts. You're going against your intuition. Or you get a gut instinct, then your logical mind comes in and says, but this is really good in these ways. Allow yourself to be more like a child, be more like a toddler. Take in your environment and allow your gut reaction to be decisive on it. And I really feel like that is the main idea of your reading. Be decisive and be clear. Be real with how you feel about life. Okay, Pisces, that's a lot to ask of you. It's a lot to ask for anyone, but you are blessed with much more empathy, much more sensation, much more even psychic ability this month than a lot of other signs. So use that to your advantage. It can be a blessing and a curse, but if anyone knows how to make a blessing, how to make that a blessing, it is you guys, and I have complete confidence in you. If you guys would like to book a private reading with me, that link should be popping up in the center of the screen, as well as you can check out the Humanity in Fall video that I did, which deals with collective archetypes on the left of your screen, and check out your sun, moon, and rising sign in the playlist here. And your likes, subscribes, and comments mean everything to me. The description box has more exciting links as well, and I will be talking to you guys in December. Much love. Bye.